It's a beautiful day on the very, very, very eastern tip of Washington, D.C. here. And I don't know if you folks recognize this building back here. This rusted out bucket right here is called RFK Stadium. And I chose this moment, this place, in the very eastern edge of Washington, D.C. to talk to you folks about a topic that I think recently has become more and more relevant. Well, we're here in D.C. and I've lived here for 16 years. I think you folks probably know, whether or not you've been in D.C., whether or not you've been anywhere near this city, you know that our politics have always been to a certain extent corrupt. But what about sports? Sports used to be pure. You guys used to smoke cigarettes on the sidelines of their football games and get paid a couple of bucks to go smash it around. Now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry with betting stacked on top of it. I'm not going to talk about the corrupt zebras, the refs, because Kansas City's playing today. I'm not going to bring that up. I don't know where your fanship lies. I'm not going to bring that up. What I want to talk to you folks about today is the intersection of culture and politics. And no building is more enigmatic of that than this building right here. Not only was it named after RFK, who allegedly was shot by Sirhan. We don't need to get into that. The important thing here is that this building was built to be a stadium. And now it's been sitting here for decades, rusting out, serving absolutely no purpose. And the Redskins are playing 40 minutes away, up in Maryland, Landover, Maryland or something. That's not important. The important thing here is that our sports today, they're not as fun as they used to be. And why is that? Well, it's not just the money. It's not just the corruption. It's the fact that we can no longer just sit down and enjoy a game. Why? Because our players, our celebrities, our entire culture has now intersected with this city, the politics of this country. Either you kneel for the national anthem or you stand for it. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why people are kneeling for our national anthem. Everybody knows America's the best country in the world. Sure, yeah, America's done some bad things. What country hasn't? Why are we so divided today? Well, Andrew Breitbart famously said, politics is downstream of culture. Well, guess what? That ain't the case no more. Politics and culture are like this now. And many people might blame Trump for that. I wouldn't blame Trump for that. I would say it happened before Trump took power. I would say it happened during the Obama administration.
Racial division and class warfare are central to what Hope and Change was sold in 2008. Radicals at Beirut on the Charles. And that is who's in the White House, and that's who's outside right now telling you you don't have a right to be here, and who would squelch your free speech just as easily they do at Harvard, Vassar, Yale, Wesleyan. They're a bunch of totalitarian freaks.
I'm sure you folks have family members, friends who say, if you're this politics, then I don't like you and I can't talk to you. Well, you know what I think? I think that's ridiculous. Or I bet you have friends who say, if this celebrity thinks that, I'm boycotting them. Well, you know what? My thoughts? That shouldn't matter. We shouldn't boycott anybody based upon who they vote for. Just take a look at Dave Portnoy and Taylor Swift. If those two can get along, despite one endorsing Trump, one endorsing Kamala Harris, then maybe we can take a page out of their book.
Dave, I'm so happy to have you at the show tonight. I want to say thank you for always being so supportive, so loyal, and for having my back when a lot of people didn't. I hope you have a blast tonight. Love, Taylor, Hart, songwriter, feline enthusiast. That should have been the highlight, right? Taylor writing me this hand-delivered note.
It's certainly a new dawn in this city right here. I don't know if you guys have been living under a rock over the last couple of weeks, but Trump is making some changes around here, and I think it's about time we make some change in our culture too. Trump won the majority of the popular vote. MAGA is mainstream. And it's time for America to accept that. It's time for the people who voted for Trump to accept the fact that they are mainstream. No longer counterculture. You no longer have to be fighting with your brass knuckles and arguing at every Thanksgiving dinner or Super Bowl Sunday. This day, of 2025, Super Bowl Sunday, represents an opportunity for America to return to normalcy, to return to a time when, sure, people would talk about politics, but it wouldn't have to come into a screaming match just because you didn't agree with how that person voted across the table or the person next to you on the couch voted for Kamala. Okay, big deal. And that new page that we're turning to is a page where Americans can live together. Politics doesn't need to be something that people get angry about. I, for one, I've been through the ringer. I witnessed BLM riots and protests across the country. I witnessed cities burn, and I witnessed January 6th. I had multiple news companies drag me through the mud, and I'm still standing here with a smile on my face. And if I can do it, you can too. So let's all just sit down on the couch. Let's enjoy the game. Some popcorn, a couple of brewskis. And let's just breathe in this free American air and enjoy the fact that America's a beautiful place. We all live in this place together, no matter how they voted, no matter how your friends voted, no matter how your family voted. We can figure it out. And let's let this place, RFK Stadium, serve as a reminder for the past, for the corruption of the past, for all the garbage that we can leave in the rearview mirror, and we can move forward from here. I hope one day that they rebuild this stadium. I hope one day they make RFK Stadium great again. I hope one day we learn who truly killed RFK. But in the meantime, sit down, relax, enjoy the game. I'm not going to tell you who I'm rooting for. My mom's from Buffalo, so I have no comment on that. But I'll tell you right now, this is a beautiful day. So sit back, relax. Everything's going to be okay. Enjoy the game, crack a brewski, eat some greasy food. And on Monday morning, when you wake up, let's try to just put the politics out of sports. When we're enjoying something, let's enjoy something. When we're talking about politics, sure, we can go back and forth. But just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't mean you need to go all schwacky-dacky. Doesn't mean you need to start a riot. Doesn't mean you need to burn it down. We're rebuilding. Let this stadium serve as a reminder that we can demolish the corruption of the past and we can rebuild a new future. God bless you, America. God bless Buffalo Bills.